Hello folks, I hope you're well. I've got some hi-fi news for you, of course, but to begin, trivia. This week's question is pretty simple, so is the answer. I am continuing with the classics theme, and the question is this. What is the name of the hit progressive rock album from 1970, which was named after the Greek god of the sea? One more time. What's the name of the hit progressive rock album from 1970, which was named after the Greek god of the sea? As usual, no research please, no Googling, none of that nonsense. This is just a bit of fun. I'd like you to have a little think, mull the question around your noggin during the video, and I will give you the answer at the end of the video. Until then, hi-fi news. And we're going to start with headphones and Grado, or is it Grado for my American friends? But I'm living in the UK, so it's Grado for me. The Grado Signature HP100 SE headphones, the company's latest flagship model. The Signature HP100 SEs feature newly engineered drivers, detachable cables for the very first time, as well as a fresh headband assembly. The new driver is a 52mm model with a new paper composite cone alongside a high flux magnetic circuit using rare earth alloys. Plus, you get a new voice coil made from lightweight copper-plated aluminium. The chassis is individually machined from specially treated aluminium with the product name engraved on the face. Terminations, whether you get a 6.35mm plug, the cable connects to each housing using a 4-pin mini XLR plug, and additional detachable cable options are available, such as the 4-pin XLR termination and the 4.4 Pentacon balanced termination. And there will be various cable lengths available in the future. Price, I have two for you. The first is £2,795 plus $2,495. I'll put contact details down below in the description. Next up, another pair of headphones, this time from Audio-Technica, and we have another, well, nearly flagship. It's up there anyway. It's called the ATH-ADX 3000, and it's actually inspired by the actual flagship, the ADX 5000. These headphones, the 3000, they are made in Japan, and they are open back designs, weighing a mere 257 grams, according to the company, from breathable materials to help in the old comfort stakes. The headphones use a core mount technology, so the dynamic 58mm drivers are integrated directly into the baffle, which apparently provides a more efficient airflow and better sound. Sporting a 50 ohm impedance, these headphones arrive with replaceable velour earpads and a detachable 3-meter cable with A2DC, that's audio designed detachable coaxial connectors. That's at the headphone end. On the other side, on the termination point, you get 6.35mm gold-plated stereo plug for connecting to, well, whatever device you fancy. Prices, again, I have €2 to begin with, 999 of those, or in pound terms, £859. Next up, a bit of a general news item, and sometimes it is surprising in the hi-fi industry to find out who owns who and what brands this or that company has under its umbrella. So, for example, Samsung own JBL. Samsung also own AKG, the headphone people, Harman Kardon, Revell, the speaker people. IAG owns Wharfedale, Leek, Audiolab, Quad, Mission, Castle, Echo, and others. Lenbrook might be very familiar to you. They own NAD, Blue OS, MQA now, which is a recent acquisition, PSB speakers, Blue Sound, all the streamers, and more. A company called Sound United, well, they own Marantz and B&W. That's a fairly recent acquisition, I think. Polk, the speaker people, Denon, and others. And, well, there's been another shift in ownership terms literally a few days ago. The Macintosh Group, who already own the UK distributor Fyne Sounds, you may have heard of those, but you obviously will certainly have heard of Macintosh themselves, plus the Sonus Faber and Sumiko, the cartridge brand. Well, all of that, Macintosh, Sonus Faber, Sumiko, the distribution company, has been bought by Bose. Well, it surprised me, I have to say. Bose now owns Macintosh, Sumiko, and Sonus Faber. Who would have thought? Next up, we have some speaker news from Fyne Audio. The so-called F500E series has now been released, and it replaces the F300 series, apparently. The idea of the F500E series is to bring the rather expensive Isoflare point source technology to a lower price range of speakers. The new 500E series consists of 4 designs, including the compact 8-ohm 5E speakers that include 125mm Isoflare driver with a 19mm titanium dome compression tweeter included, 87 decibels of sensitivity, and you'll need a 30-watt or higher amp to push it. There is a floor stander called the F501Es featuring a 150mm Isoflare driver, and rounding out the range are 2 models designed specifically for on-wall, tabletop, home cinema, all that kind of lifestyle stuff. There's the F5E LCR with a 125mm Isoflare driver, and the larger F502E LCR featuring a 200mm Isoflare driver. Each of these Isoflare units features a multi-fiber cone with fine flute roll surround and titanium dome tweeters with neodymium magnet motors. You'll also find a waveguide in the heart of the driver. Cabinets for this range include a traditional MDF box with support bracing inside and acoustic damping material, plus a bass tracks, that's difficult to say after a few pints. Bass tracks, track tricks, diffuser, I can't even say it, I'll start again. Bass tracks, track tricks, the things I do for you, eh? The things I do for you. I'll try one more time. Bass tracks, track tricks, diffuser system. Phew. Anyway, you get one of them. It's a downward firing pause. I should have just said downward firing pause. I'd be done with this. Prices. Well, I'm not saying anymore. I'm going to print the prices on the screen and be done with this. Next, we have a bit of a what would you call it? A bit of a gizmo, I suppose, from the US company Black Lion. it's a channel line selector, a mini format device designed to allow anyone to connect a stereo source and send it up to, well, to 4 different devices, with the same source signal even being able to be sent to all 4 destinations simultaneously. You don't have to chop and change. You can do the whole lot in one go if you want. The LS4 can also be used for passive monitor switching with a subwoofer toggle, by the way. Also, you can use it for headphone distribution. You can connect the headphone output of an audio interface to an LS4 input, and then you can connect all the outputs to different headphone amplifiers, which might be interesting. Anyway, it's an interesting little tinkering device, I would say. The LS4 has a small steel enclosure with an anodized black aluminium faceplate paired with 1/4-inch connections. 2 prices for you. Firstly, $149 or €199. And that's a lot, folks. Thank you for staying to the end of this particular video. Before you go, can you click on the like and subscribe buttons down yonder? It will help this channel enormously. And I've forgotten something, haven't I? I've forgotten to give you an answer to the trivia. It's been one of those videos. To the trivia question. So here we go. And the question is this: what's the name of the hit prog rock album from 1970, which was named after the Greek god of the sea? And the simple answer is this: In the Wake of Poseidon by King Crimson. So now you know, and I have that very album, and a great album it is too. I'll be back this time next week with another one of these, but hopefully with slightly less chaos, hey? Hope you can join me, hope to have your company. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.